Now, I just want to say Bishop Shane, Father Tony Kerrin, Father Peter Taylor and John McGrath, Knights of Honour, Life members, state councillors and all the other brothers that are here. Welcome. On behalf of the Northern District 8, I think I'm pleased to welcome you all, even though the welcome's been done before, probably done to death, but I thought it was my place to officially welcome you all. We know it's the 2024 Barney's Picnic now in its 67th year, Bishop. You didn't know that number. And for the first time, we're on the banks of the beautiful Ovens River. And I'm quite sure that from this year on, even though we're mourning the loss of Barney's on the Murray, Barney's will get its own reputation on the bank of the Ovens. I was going to tell a story that Brian Moore has often said on the bus, you know, Barney's may not be held on the Murray River at that most wonderful open-air cathedral in the world, but nevertheless, due to the readiness of District 8, it's here at Boorhaman North Recreation Reserve. So, congratulations again. I mean, some things never change, and today was no different because we had a country-style breakfast on the bus from Melbourne at Longwood. And if you've never been on the bus to Longwood, you're missing something because Tom Brody and his family produce a tremendous, unique breakfast with fried egg in bread and a sausage sizzle. And, you know, and yeah, there's a scribe sitting amongst us whose name shall remain quiet, but he said once that much like travelling to the Holy Land or the Vatican, enjoying Brodie's Longwood breakfast on the way to Barney's Picnic is a pilgrimage.
I use that line every year.
And it's a good effect, it's a good effect. So thank you, Tom. Thanks very much. But there is a serious side of me being up here, and that's to say a few words to reinforce what we all know, that back on Sunday the 6th of March in Bendigo, there were hundreds of pilgrims gathered, and they had gathered at St Killian's Church to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Diocese of Sandhurst. And they had a Wangaratta man by the name of Troy Fibrance say welcome to country. They had Bishop Shane, who blessed the specially commissioned cross, and he blessed all the pilgrims before they processed through Bendigo to the Sacred Heart Cathedral. Now that cross was commissioned specially for the occasion, and earlier this year, the State Council of Victoria made a promise to the cathedral that we would help with the cost of that cross. So we made a commitment towards it, and I'm very pleased to say that today I have a cheque in my pocket for $1,000 for the Archdiocese. So I'll...
The diocese.
This could be embarrassing.
Yeah.
This folder wasn't for nothing. Right in here there was an envelope, what it used to be. And there it is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. It is there's a lot of anniversaries. 67 years, I hear, for Barney's Picnic, and 300 years for Bark St John Passion, 150 years for the Diocese of Sandhurst and the Diocese of Ballarat, and also for the Diocese of Melbourne becoming an archdiocese. So it affects all of us through Victoria. and we've decided in Sandhurst to commemorate that across the diocese over the coming year or so, with regional celebrations in various churches, particularly those that were part of the early history of the diocese. And we'll take this cross around. That it's a beautiful cross. If you look online at our Facebook or anything like that, you'll see stuff on this cross. It's a superb cross which led us on this pilgrimage from St Killian's, which of course was the pro-cathedral at the time, through to Sacred Heart Cathedral, and which we'll take around to be part of those celebrations right through the diocese over the next 12 months or so. And the cross will be one that we continue to hold into the future. So wonderful to have your involvement with that. I'm very grateful for it. Thank you, and it's really good to be here again with you.
Paul,
Thank you.
while we're on crosses, can we thank whoever made that one over there? I mean, that's quite lovely for Barney people.
Yeah.
You know?
We made it this morning. Thank you.
Well done.
There we made it. There we made it.
And the altar and yeah, well set up.
All right, well, before I offer to answer questions, I have to say that before I let you all go, and I know it's about 5 minutes the bus is going to take off, so I'll be quick. But please make note of the following 3 very important dates, which you're all invited to, despite your distance from Melbourne. There's a state seminar in June on Sunday the 30th. We're looking for support for that. That's another Sunday. There's a Priest Support and Education Fund Archbishop's Dinner, which I know the locals here delight in getting their local clergy to come. And that's on Friday the 30th of August. So, Bishop Shane and others, put in your diary, 30th of August. Someone's going to knock on your door and invite you.
I want to an apology from Bishop.
You see, it's hard to catch them. It's September the year before, you put your diary together, is it right? And last but not least, there's an annual state conference on Sunday the 26th of October. Now I know it's a long way away, but if I don't start promoting it, we won't get the quorum or the numbers that we need to conduct our business. And there's a very important bit of business, and that'll be electing my successor. So please come and support the new state chairman. Now, any questions? Thank you. I'll give it a go.
Thanks very much, Paul. Oh, Peter Dixon.
I'll ask an open question. Was there an agreement made with the bishop that the collection money goes to somewhere?
The Sandhurst thing.
It's going to the Sandhurst Cross? Okay. So there's $450, give or take, because it counted in a hurry. So I don't know whether he gets half. Yeah, I wondered whether it was included in that. He went and guessed. So he wants a cut, that's all right. We'll get you your cut. So the $1,000 doesn't quite hurt you so much.
Tell everybody how much we collected on the plane.
Yeah, I said $450.
I just did.
Thanks, Peter, and thanks, Paul. On behalf of the Rutherglen branch here, I just wanted to thank you all very much for coming here today. Different venue. Yeah, we were sort of a bit lost where we'd go after losing our wonderful site out at Gehrig's. We hope you've enjoyed your day here. This is our intention to keep it going at this place. Please, we'd welcome feedback as to what you thought of the venue, the starters. and there's a few things that we liked about it. Of course, we've got power, water, we've got good toilets, and we've got cover should we require mass inside. But please, give your feedback before you go home. But if we could, I really want to thank you all people, to thank our Rutherglen brothers. One bloke who's often forgot about is the main man today, believe it or not. It's John McCarty. Does a wonderful job here of organising the whole day. He really does. You wouldn't no, McCarty's the boss. He does a bloody good job. He really does. It's our responsibility, me and John, to draw the raffles. And we thought we'd get Bishop Shane up again. I'll start with Bless Me Father, I Have Sinned, okay? Now it's like this. We thought this is about 3 in a row you've been here, isn't it, Bishop Shane? It's 5 in a row. And what do we know about Bishop Shane? Bugger all. Right. Where were you born?
Melbourne,
Right. Where did you go after Melbourne?
Ballarat when I was 10.
Right. And you studied there?
Yeah, stayed there through the last part of primary school into secondary school, and then back to Melbourne for seminary.
Yeah. And then when you got out on parole, what was to go after that?
So parole. So at the seminary, I was also at Monash Uni. So
Yes.
I did a degree there.
Yes.
So
In
in physics.
right.
So did I.
Yeah.
I'm a Monash physics graduate too.
Yeah, and it was a waste of time for you too, wasn't it, Andrew? That's right. At least Bishop Shane said, thank God for God, right? Yeah, here we go. Yep.
Then first parish was Colac.
Yes.
So I'd been in Warrnambool as towards the end of seminary and as a deacon.
Right.
And I still have good friends in Warrnambool. It was actually in Warrnambool that I decided I actually wanted to be a priest.
Well, it's good that you've got one place you've got friends, isn't it? Really? That's terrific. Yeah.
Been in the seminary 7 years before I decided I wanted to be a priest. And then Colac, great experience in Colac, and then the cathedral in Ballarat for a year. And then I started the overseas stuff. So I was in Belgium doing a master's in philosophy, then back to Sebastopol, which is a parish in Ballarat, for 4 years, and then over for a doctorate.
Right.
And then back and had 15 years then based in Bungaree and around there, and up and down to Melbourne.
Gee.
Up and down to Melbourne teaching.
Right. So did you spend time in Rome?
Never.
Never.
Until I was a bishop, I had been to Rome once,
Right.
twice before I was a bishop.
So have you started the process for the coup to get rid of Francis, or how are we going there? Yeah?
I reckon he's not a bad bloke.
He's a top fella.
Yeah.
This is the best bishop we've seen, is it? The best pope we've seen, isn't he? Hey? You all like the pope? I reckon he's a ripper, this bloke. He's a beauty.
Now look, one of the things people ask me is, how is Francis going? And that's one of the things that I've been fortunate enough to meet him a few times now. And one of the things that he gets asked when people like me meet with him is, how are you going? Because, he's not a young man.
No.
And he doesn't look great some days. And he says, and I'd say this matches up. He says, I've got trouble with my knee, but it's gradually improving. And, you see that he does do stuff on a walking stick as opposed to just in his wheelchair. He said, but you don't go to the church with your knee. I'm still thinking straight. I sleep well. I eat well. I eat too well, he said. We all know that problem.
We all do.
And he's very clearly the man who's calling the shots. At the synod last year, where he turned up for most of the sessions where we were meeting in the whole room rather than just on our tables, he would turn up without fail 20 minutes, half an hour before each session, and he would stay there at his table. I mean, he's sort of a bit stuck because of his wheelchair and stuff, but he'd stay there. He's got minders, so they'd look after this if he wanted. He'd stay there right through every break, and of course, as soon as he's sitting there, he's got a queue of people from here over to the river, and he's so extraordinarily patient and generous. He sits there, people come up, they want to meet him, they want to take photos. They say, oh, Holy Father, we've got this thing coming up. Would you give a video message for the 150th anniversary of the Diocese of Sandhurst? And he did it all. He
Oh,
signed books, he did extraordinarily generous, patient, energy. The very last day of the synod, we had to sit there for 3.5 hours while they read the text out in Italian so that it was all canonically legitimate and things. For 3.5 hours on a Saturday afternoon, this is not what most of us are wanting to do. So we're sitting there and people on my table, some of them went to sleep, others were reading a book, people were doing their email. He sat there on the top table. He could have come in just at the end when we actually got to the voting. He sat there right through. He didn't have a device in front of him. He didn't have papers. He didn't have a book. He did not nod off once. He was absolutely focused. More focused than any of the other 400 people in the room. It was astonishing.
Fantastic.
So
It's great,
we're
isn't it?
doing well.
We are, that's good. Now, to more important things, for how long have you barracked for Collingwood, Sean?
Of all the teams that I have considered, Collingwood's not there, Tony, sorry.
I hate to bring it to your attention, but Collingwood is the reigning premier again. All right?
How are they doing this year, Tony?
Not too bad. We're going to belt Hawthorn in 10 minutes' time. What's your favourite movie?
Princess Bride.
Yeah, right. Didn't see that. Favourite television show?
TV or streaming?
TV. Free to air. Must be free to air.
Utopia.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. That's good. John, what do you got?
Did you play any sport at all?
No, I was terrible at sport. I grew too quickly, much to Dad's dismay. Dad was very involved with footy, and he was hanging out for his elder son to get old enough to come and kick the footy with him. And I can't kick, still can't kick, can't throw. I got into tennis a bit, was never good. But since school, I've got into swimming. Swimming is my big thing, so I swim a lot.
Which side of 60 are you?
I'm on, in terms of years,
Yep.
I'm on the underside of 60.
Just?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Got that. See, you're good.
You'll go. What else? I've had a fair crack. Yeah.
How do you become related to Gordon McKinlay and not selling cars?
So Gordon is a second cousin or something like that. There aren't many McKinlays around. There's lots of McKinleys and other, well, not a lot, but there's some. But McKinlays, the Scottish clan, there are not that many, and we are all related. There's only about 300 of us in Australia, and Gordon's one of them. He's a second cousin or something, I think.
Right.
He was at my ordination in Bendigo and was very proud. Yeah, I think he's my
realised that.
I think he's my only relative in Sandhurst.
Well, Holbrook there's a lot of.
Yeah. No, we did a funeral. We did a funeral in Holbrook for Mrs. McKinlay,
Yeah, that'd be
and
right.
I was half expecting you, and all I got was bloody Gordon. Right?
Can't get rid of him.
No, he didn't have a clue what was going on. Yeah.
Did he bring his bagpipes or his penny farthing?
No, he brought a wallet to try and pick up money. It was about it, McKinlay. We've gone pretty well. Thanks very much to Bishop Shane. That's great. No, you got to do the lucky do yet.